I am from a small Midwest town in northern Indiana, a great place to raise a family, low crime rate in this area of town, and one of the best school systems in the area. A school system in which everybody knows everybody. My graduating class only had 202 kids, if that gives you any idea of the size. I have had plenty of great childhood memories, as well as teenage ones also, but there was this one that I wish I could forget all about. Now, I had only heard the story maybe a handful of times. Since I wasn't too big on the whole folklore thing, I just shook these stories off. I was also told a personal account of this beast by my very best friend. I mean, I had no reason not to believe him. He never lied to me about anything that I knew of up to this point of our friendship. I had heard the stories of the local farmers and hunters, about livestock and deer that had massive chunks of them bitten off. It was described that the teeth marks left behind by whatever killed them was just abnormal. One huge bite, pretty much clean through the whole animal. Now, to my knowledge, there was nothing in this area that could possibly leave that kind of destruction behind, especially in one bite. There was a stretch of country road, about 3 to 4 miles long, a very curvy and slow stretch of road. Farmhouses and woods were the only thing to be seen for miles. This was the area in which the beast had been seen. This was also the road you had to take to get to the best makeout spot known to man. It was a beautiful night, not a cloud in the sky. Temperature was perfect, around 65 to 70 degrees. My girlfriend at the time and I were headed to the spot, a beautiful clearing overlooking a stream not too far back off the road. It was so picturesque, on a clear night with the help of a very bright moon. It was almost magical. Heading there that night, I felt great, as you could probably imagine. But when I made that turn, down that old back road, I suddenly didn't feel so hot. Just an uneasy, queasy feeling in my stomach. I tried to chalk it up to the Taco Bell I had just a few hours earlier. Nonetheless, it was strange how it happened so fast. Sensing something wasn't right with me, my girlfriend mentioned just coming back on another night. I wasn't about to let that happen. Well, we made it about halfway down the road to the only stop sign. I casually look left and right to make sure no traffic is coming. I noticed right behind the row of trees to our right, a dark shadowy figure, big dark shadowy figure. I start to drive and at the same time try to explain what I just saw to myself. No time for that though. I made it about 2 city blocks further up the road and my girlfriend and I heard this loud, and I mean loud, growling. My girlfriend mentions that it's not meant to rain tonight. I quickly glance up at the sky, nothing but stars. I turn to tell her the sky is clear and right past her head, running up right beside us was the scariest looking thing I ever laid eyes on. Covered in the thickest black fur I had ever seen. Those eyes I will never forget. They were a yellowish green colour, like glow in the dark type shit. He opened his mouth to let that growl out again. His mouth opened so abnormally big, it could have easily fit a basketball inside. The rows and rows of razor sharp teeth, and not to mention the speed of this thing. We must have been going every bit of 45 to 50 miles an hour. He was running alongside us, looking directly at us. I got to a stretch of road that I knew was free of curves and hit the gas. Slowly pulled away from it and watched it stop and disappear back into the woods. On the drive home, nothing was said. Silence. We couldn't believe what we had just witnessed. I have never told anybody what I seen that night, and I've never been back down that road. That was my one and hopefully only run with the Bugo beast. I still have nightmares time to time, but for the most part it just stays in the back of my mind.
I have gone through some very traumatic events for someone so young. It all started just after my parents had split up. My brother was abusive and would beat me, my mother and sister. An ex-boyfriend He abused me. There's other various events that happened, but I don't feel comfortable to go into detail about them. To cut a long story short, one night I wasn't feeling great. I had a headache and decided to go to bed early, which, for a 14-year-old, was about 10 p.m. I said goodnight to my mum, and pretty much as soon as my head hit the pillow, I was asleep. I was awoken approximately 3-ish hours later by a racket above me. It was a feverish banging noise, like knocking on a front door, but from my ceiling. It's important to mention the only room above me is the attic. No ladder or stairs up there. The only ladder we owned was outside in the shed. I was still groggy, but it was something I couldn't dismiss. I got out of bed and decided to go get my mum. She wasn't in her room. Odd for her. She rarely left her bed once she was in it. I left her room and decided to investigate the attic hatch, since that's where the noise seemed to be coming from. Sure enough, the hatch covering was fucking gone, and there was no stepladder in sight. Whatever had opened it had jumped near enough 10 foot in the air to open it. That, or open it from inside. At this point, my 14-year-old brain could not comprehend what the ever-living fuck was up there, or where my mum had disappeared to. So I chalked it down to my mum doing repairs or some shit in the attic, and had taken the stepladder out with her. So I went back to bed and ignored the noises. The creepy part about that shit though, was when I asked my mum what she was doing up there. She looked at me like I was crazy and asked what I was on about. She hadn't left her room all night. Another strange occurrence happened about 4 or so months after that event. I remember it so vividly. It was about 3 p.m. on a Saturday afternoon. No one was home. I decided to take a shower. Typical shit. About 10 minutes into my shower, however, someone knocked on the bathroom door. Like I said, I was home alone. I ignored it. Then it happened again, and again, and the knocking kept getting faster until I couldn't take it anymore. I got out of the shower and flung open the door. Surprise, no one was there. I shouted in the house, but no response. I shut the door and got back on with the shower. A couple minutes after I got back in though, something started tapping on the shower curtain. I fucking froze. My heart pounded in my chest. Tap, 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 tap. I held my breath. Tap, 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 tap. I could feel the movement of the curtain behind me. Tap, tap, tap. I whimpered. Tap, tap, tap. The shower curtain fucking fell down. I screamed. And then nothing. Nothing happened. I'd expected someone to be standing there, but there was no one. And I think that was the worst part. At least if there was, I'd have an explanation for the things that had to happen. There's so much more that's gone on. So many things I wish I could forget. But I thought I'd start with my small happenings to see if anyone was willing to hear me out.
Hey, just want to give a big thank you to BellaDonna Black for contributing to this collaboration. If you like this video, go check out BellaDonna Black's channel. Link will be in the description, or you can click on the annotation that is on the screen right now. And subscribe to my channel if you like this video as well. Thank you.